Okay, class, this is part 13.3, part 3, and this is what we weren't able to cover in class for the first part of 13.3. And I kind of want to talk about these two objectives here. We did talk about them in class, but I kind of wanted to go over a few examples as well. So the objectives are to convert angle measurements between radians and degrees, which we've already covered, and to find the values of trigonometric functions in a unit circle, which we kind of already covered. We talked about radians. We've done the converting between degrees and radians. Hopefully you've done that part already. We talked about the unit circle. And just a little bit more about the unit circle. If you didn't quite understand why the triangles give you these points here, then you might just have to memorize them. Okay, but the good news is they all repeat using the reference angles after this first quadrant here. So any reference angle of 30, and that would be the 150 here, would give you the same exact uh, coordinates, but they would just be a change in sign of either the x cosine or the sine y values. Okay, so here is an example. Okay, here's an example that says use a unit circle to find the exact value of trigonometric functions. Well, if you know the unit circle, you can find the exact values pretty easily. So the first question is, what is the exact value of cosine of the angle 225 degrees? So 225 degrees is here, and we know that the reference angle is 45 degrees, so it's going to act like this one. Okay, so if we didn't have these values here listed, we know that cosine is the x value, so the answer to A is just really easy. It's negative square root of 2 over 2. And it makes sense because we're in the quadrant 3 and the x is negative and the y is negative, but they didn't ask you for sine, they just asked you for cosine. That's the answer to number A. If we look at B, it's a little bit more complicated, but it's asking for the tangent of 5 pi over 6, which is the same as 150. So this is right here. And remember, we always start from the initial side here. And so this is the 150 angle. And the earlier problem was 225 here. So, but actually, what's tangent of 150? Well, tangent, you know, is sine over cosine. So tangent sine over cosine. So sine at 150 degrees, remember, is the y value, so that's 1/2. Okay, over the cosine value, which is negative square root of 3 over 2, and when we divide two fractions, we just multiply by the reciprocal, so it's 1 over 2 times 2 over negative square root of 3. The 2's divide into each other here and here, and we multiply across, and we get 1 over the square root of 3. And remember, we need to rationalize the denominator, so we're going to multiply both sides, or top and bottom of the fraction by square root of 3. The denominator becomes 3, and the numerator becomes square root of 3. So this is your answer for the tangent of 5 pi over 6, or 150 degrees. You try these at home, or I'm sorry, or in class, and we'll go over the answers.